What's going on, everyone? My name is Eman, and this is Eman's World of Geek. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me during this video right here, whether you are going to be kicking it with me here in the live or whether you're watching this on the rewind. I just came back from HeroesCon, and I have to say, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in a con in my life. Flying from California over to North Carolina, it was kind of like, whoa, like, what am I doing here? But once I landed and I immediately saw familiar faces, I'm like, that's why I came. That's why I'm here. And I'm, of course, I'm creating a video about that right there. I'm going to definitely show you guys my experiences about Heroes Come Out. This video is specifically aimed at the hall that, my hall, the hall that I got, right? While I was at Heroes Con. Now, I just want to start off by saying my objective for going to Heroes Con wasn't to look for comic books. The objective was to hang out with friends and, see what I see. Secondary objective for me was to get signatures of certain books that I wanted. And then bonuses would have been if I can get like commissions or anything like that. So, today I'm going to show you guys exactly what I ended up getting at Heroes Con. But before we start, do me a big favor. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified anytime I drop one of these new videos. It'll definitely help out the channel a lot. It'll let me know that I'm doing a decent enough job for you guys to come through. And I would definitely appreciate it. That's one of the best ways to support the channel as of right now. Shout out not just to my friends in this comic book community, but shout out to the new friends I made. Shout out to the friends that I'm like, hey, you look familiar, and we clicked over there at HeroesCon, and it was definitely one of the best experiences I've ever had at a con, hands down. Today's video is going to be pretty short. I'm just going to show you guys what I got. I'm technically at lunch right now, so I'm supposed to be working as soon as I'm done here. But let's go ahead and get into the hall. And I really want to start off more with like the independent stuff. Anytime I go to a convention, I really like looking for independent artists in their books, and I want to show their support. Some of these guys have printed X amount of comics, and they have like this overstock, and they're just, hey, look, I got a story I want to share with you. So let me start off by starting off with a couple of these indie artists. So this guy right here, I met the writer for this book. His name is Art Ebwin, and the art from this is from Dave Law, and some of you guys might know who that is, but I saw this guy at the con and we instantly clicked. There's a story behind that, but I'll tell you guys about that later. But he was telling me this is basically, what if California kind of just went on its own, broke away from the Union, now it's defending its borders. This book is called California Inc. And I haven't read it just yet. I went through the first couple of pages, and it looks interesting. It's just one of those like, all right, you stay on your side, I stay on my side, and it's about defending the borders, right? And so he has a 4-issue run of this book called California Inc., which you can find. Hold up, come on. It's not focusing, you guys. Hold on. Now, there you go. And you can find this right here at Studio 12/7. You can find Art Ebwin on Instagram as well. But this book seems super, super interesting to me. Let me go ahead and show you some of the art. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm digging like the energy that it came, it was oozing, some chick right there on a motorcycle defending the borders. I was really, he was very passionate about his project, and of course, like every artist is going to be passionate about the project. They just want you to say, hey, do me a favor, read this book. So that's what I did. I wanted to show support. I picked up this one right here. So once again, this is California Inc. by Art Ebwin and Dave Law, and you can find this at Studio 12/7 online. I definitely wanted to show some support right there. This one right here, this young lady, she was very, very passionate. Like, hey, do you want to know about my book? Hey, would you like here's a flyer about my book. She was super happy to just hand out flyers to anybody who walked by and gave her their attention. And I was like, oh, all right. You seem very happy and very spriteful, not spriteful, I don't know if that was a word, but very happy and very cheerful. And I totally listened to her, and I was like, okay. But she grabbed my attention the moment she said it's very similar to a tabletop RPG. It's kind of like telling a story in that realm, like, oh, RPG. or like Final Fantasy. Well, go ahead, continue. You got me right there, Miss Irene. Tell me a little bit more. So she told me a little bit more about the story. This seems like a very fantasy, I bit my tongue again, fantasy-based comic. And well, it's not a comic; it's more like a couple of trades. But there's like a chapter 2.5 on top of this. So I guess it's like an extension to the second book. But I picked up her book called Fiendish. This is by I want to make sure I pronounce her name correctly. It's by Irene Strachalski. And I believe she is the artist in this one. Yeah, she's the artist. And story. She actually is the writer and the story there, right there. Come on, focus. There you go. Story and art and lettering by Irene Strachalski. She was really excited to get people to look at her book, and fantasy based, anime style. Those anime eyes always catch. I'm a sucker for that, especially if it's like a medium, like a comic book, not like a manga. I don't read manga, but if it's in the realm of comics or trade paperbacks, for some reason I'm just like, oh, I like it. I don't know what that is. So that's some of her art right there. Whoa, what is going on? What's going on down here? This young lady just got her arm ripped off. That's crazy. So I'm looking to dive into this story right here. And again, I just wanted to show support. And so I picked that up from her. Couple of other things I definitely want to show you guys. Of course, C3, right? Comics Curing Cancer. That's a very big project. That's being spearheaded by Mark from Legion of Comics, DJ Links, and Rob from Rob's Fat Stacks. And so they had a booth there, and of course, I had to go there and show support. I wanted to make sure I was able to assist with that. So they had their art book again this year with the cover by David Sanchez, I believe. And this is that C3 book right there. And I brought this over to our Friday night hangout. We had a Friday night hangout. I was hoping to get people to sign this. And I had a white marker, but it didn't look like it came out right. So my boy Izzy from Izzyverse right there, he's like, you know what? Let me do a little remark for you just to kind of cover it up. He put like a little Optimus right there. And it's okay. You know what? It's not. I purchased this because I wanted to show support for C3, and the art in here is phenomenal. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a wonderful looking art book right here, and I'm glad I have this in my collection. And then they're like, they were trying to get us to, or they were trying to get me to get another variant, which I was like, you know what, why not? So they introduced me to Chris Lockwood's variant, and I went to go meet Chris, and I was like, you know what, this art is actually pretty dope. At first I was like, oh, I like the other ones better, but really looking at this has a very animated style to it. So I went over there, talked to him, and I got him to do a remark of Silver Surfer right here, and then he went ahead and signed it down here. So this is kind of foily too. This is foily goodness right there. I'm a sucker for foil. I'm a sucker for foily goodness right there. So that's what that is right there. So there's a little bit of foiliness to this art book right there from C3. So if you guys watching want to show support to Comics Curing Cancer, make sure you guys head on over to their Instagram page. They still have some things for sale. Do us a favor, go ahead and support them. Purchase an art book, purchase a keychain, purchase something, donate something. Every little bit helps. We definitely want to come together as a community to fight the supervillain known as cancer. Yes, there are many different forms of cancer. Like there are many different forms of supervillains out there with the multiverse and whatnot. But this one right here is we definitely want to do everything we can to kick cancer's ass. Donate to the American Cancer Society and help anyone who's actually going through this, people who don't have the funds for any kind of treatment, or they need help with living assistance, whatever. American Cancer Society helps them out, and Comics Curing Cancer helps the American Cancer Society. We want to show support, so if you guys can, please do that. Okay. And then this is not for me, but this is for a friend of mine. And while I was at the con, he's like, "Are you still there?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can you find this?" I'm like, "Oh, I know where that is." He's like, "Get it for me." So I went ahead and picked this one up for me. I kind of wish I had this one in my collection, but I'm going to show it off anyway. I could say "Oh, well, this one's mine," but I'm not. I'm going to be honest, all right? But you guys know me in Transformers, and if you don't, I'm a big Transformer fan. So I am. Well, I'm going to show you guys this one right here. This is Transformers #1 sketch cover. That's a total sketch by the man himself, Daniel Warren Johnson 2025. He went ahead and did that. So this is one that I picked up from my friend Lawrence Lee of the Comic Capsule fame. He's like, hey, if you're out there, do me a favor, grab that for me. I grabbed it for him. I'm sending it out, and boom, he is going to be the owner of this, but I get to hold on to it or babysit it. I don't know which one of the two. So it it HeroesCon was definitely it was a trip. But again, you know what? I'll talk about that later. I have a video that I'm working on right now. So keep an eye out. And also do me a big favor. I also went ahead and posted a Comics Curing Cancer HeroesCon video. I feel like that's probably one of the most important videos I've ever done. And I had it wasn't just a joy to shoot it. I felt like it was an honor to be able to do what I did because I really wanted to push and help the guys over at Comics Curing Cancer. So head on over to my channel and look for my Comics Curing Cancer video. Give that one a like. Give that one a if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so if you can. Leave me a comment. Leave me an emoji. Engagement matters, and hopefully we can spread the word of what Comics Curing Cancer is, and hopefully the video helps them out. Next one I want to show. This one was given to me by my friend. It's so nice going over to HeroesCon. We're your friends online when you actually get to see your friends in person. You get to shake and hug them and talk to them. So my friend Lady Fantastic Caroline, she's like, hey, Eman, I haven't given you anything yet. I was like, don't worry about it. You don't have to. She's like, no, I want to. She's like, do you like Daniel Warren Johnson? I said, yeah, I like Daniel Warren Johnson. And she, oh man, hey babe. She's not here. I'm not doing a live stream or anything. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ooh, oh, there you go. My friend Caroline went ahead and gave me this right here. This is Murder Falcon #1, but this is that old 70s metal cover right here. This is Daniel Warren Johnson's project right here, and she went ahead and gave that to me. She's like, I know you like Daniel Warren Johnson because of the Transformer fame. So she made that connection. She's like, here you go. I'm going to give this to you. And Caroline, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is going to go into a private my collection is all private, right? But he's gonna go into the collection, and he's gonna go to the box of do not give away. This is for the collection right here. So again, Caroline, thank you so much right there. I really appreciate it. This right here, this one's important to me. When we first started the C-List of Villains podcast 5 years ago, I think almost 6 years ago, actually, my friends were like, hey, we got our first interview. It's this guy has a huge cover out, and we're going to talk to him about it. And I got nervous because I'm like, oh my God, this is like a well-known artist. I don't know how I'm going to behave. And I just didn't. I freaked out. And we interviewed him, and we had such a good time. Kenneth, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming by. This artist came by, and he was cool. Like it made me feel so good knowing that this artist was super down to earth. This is Aaron Bartling, of course, of the Last Ronin fame. I have his The Last Ronin #2 from Line Breakers, and I've held on to this for quite a while. A few years ago, I put it up for sale. No one wanted to buy it. I'm like, that's cool, no worries. Well, I actually finally got to meet not just the artist, not just the first person we interviewed, but my friend, because over the years we've talked and kept in touch. And he was just happy that we were one of his first interviews, and I was honored that he allowed us to do that. So when I was at HeroesCon, I went ahead and I got that. I already have this Last Ronin #2, but I got him to remark it and sign. And this means so much to me because this is a remembrance. This is a reminder of why I do this, why I'm in front of the mic, why I am, in front of the camera, just talking to you guys about comics and geeky stuff, because he was our first interview, and years later he's still like, man, dude, it was so good to see you, and it was an honor, and I was so happy to finally meet my friend Aaron Bartling. My friend, I will say this, my friend Aaron Bartling. And yeah, that's a beautiful looking remark by Aaron. Look at that shadow on the Ronin's face. It's so sick. TJ, afternoon, sir. I need to read Murder Falcon. You do. And then you need to tell me what it's about because I haven't read it either. Let's get into some of the signatures and some of the remarks that I got. And you know, I'm just gonna start. Boom. How about that? TJ, since you're here, boom. Transformers #1. This is the reader copy. I don't care. I'm not putting this up for sale. This is mine. This is the one that I absolutely love right here. So DWJ signed it. So story about this. Story about this. TJ, did you hear the story? So Saturday, right? Saturday, DWJ was there at HeroesCon, and the line was what, almost 2.5 hours long. People were waiting in line. I need to get DWJ, yada yada. Oh my goodness. There was this big old line, and my ADHD was like, do not go in there. You are in danger. You will be in danger if you go in. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. And it made me sad. I'm not gonna lie, it made me sad. I was jealous of you, TJ. At the same time, I was happy. I was happy that you got to wait in line for DWJ and get whatever you needed signed. However, so Sunday comes around, right? I took my meds. I'm cool. You know what? I should have done that in the first place. That probably would have centered me. So I went around the con on Sunday, the final day. Of course, it was lower energy, very chill, right? I happened to be in the area where all the big artists are, where Chris Claremont was, you know, where JR was, you know, that Felix Comics booth. And DWJ was still there signing autographs. And I noticed that he was there from like 12 to 2. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and keep my Transformers in my backpack just in case, right? I happened to stroll into that area as I'm looking around, making interview, you know, talking to interviews, talking to people. His line was like less than 5 minutes long. Apparently, everyone got what they needed on Saturday. I'm like, you know what? I think that is the clue right there. You're trying to get a signature and you're down to wait till Sunday. Maybe you won't have to wait in line so long. And that's what happened. So I waited in line for 5 minutes for that signature right there. However, I looked at the price for the remark and I'm like, that's worth it to me. Guess what I did? Went right back into the line. Guess how long I waited? Oh, another 5 minutes. Sorry, TJ. So I waited in line twice for that signature, and that remark of my boy Optimus Prime. Don't be jealous. Mwah. So I got this one right here. This way in the comic capsule. Make sure you head on over to comic capsule and enter code Eman for 10% off. So I got that one right there, and then I had to do this one also. I got a signature on the Transformers 19. Now, Transformers 19 isn't a big comic. This isn't something that you guys want to go out and collect. I got this one signed because I actually super nerdy. I got this one. I have a letter in this book right here. So on the back of this book right here, I actually sent it a letter and be all nerdy. I go, oh my god, you guys! So in page 14, you say you're gonna do this. What does that mean? And you know, not gonna lie. So I wanted this one specifically signed only because I have a letter from a fan in the back of this one confirming they said that, or at least DWJ confirmed that he's not going to be using any characters outside of the G1 world. However, with Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora taking over the reins of the, you know, being the new creative team coming out this October for Transformers #25, who's to say that that won't happen? So as of this letter, I can tell you that DWJ confirmed he's only doing G1 characters, but we don't know what's going to happen in this world, and it's going to be up to Robert Kirkman. So this is the insignificant one that matters to me. Oh man, I haven't heard it yet. When you told it yesterday, my boss was making me work at work. How dare they? You're at work and they're making you work? Psh, Brian. All right, you know what? I didn't do this. Legion was in here. Austin was in here. Kenneth was in here. TJ's in here. TJ's in here. TJ's still in here. Brian, hey, how are you? How's it going? It was great meeting you too, Brian. Brian, you actually have a small piece of my video also digging through the crates. You were doing the perfect comic book nerd thing. You were digging into crates, and I was like, there you go. That's the shot that I need. So you are in the video, my friend. Speaking about friends, you know, I had to get this one signed. I've had this one for a minute, and I was like, you know what? If I ever get to meet our friend Austin, I'm gonna ask him to sign it. So I got that Savs #1, the Austin LeMay cover, And I got it signed by Austin. It's funny how I got it signed because I was going up to so I stayed at the Westin, and I was going up into my room, and right there at the elevator, I see Austin coming down with his suitcase, not suitcase, but his luggage. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" I was like, "Hey, are you leaving?" He's like, "No, not yet." I was like, "No, you're coming with me." I dragged him to my room. I was like, "I need you to sign this right here." And he's like, "Oh shit." I was like, "I know, I'm sorry, you're probably busy, but I don't care. I need this to sign." So I got our boy Austin LeMay to sign that Savs #1, that awesome Death Blow Jim Lee homage right there. Beautiful work signed by the man himself. Whoa. I'm going to tell you guys now, man, everyone who waited in line for more than 15 minutes, something's wrong with you, because I saw this artist. I'm like, why is no one in line? And I looked at her. I'm like, "Hi, Jenny." And she's like, "Hi, man. Oh, I'm so happy you're here." That's how she answered in my head. She was just like, "Oh, hi there, weird stranger. What can I do for you?" So I saw Jenny. Jenny had 0 line. I looked over. I'm like, "Yeah, there's no one in line." I looked around to the people who were kind of gathered around her table, and I was like, "Are you guys in line?" They go, "No." I'm like, "Jenny, you got time to sign a signature?" And this is the one thing that I brought some cash to the con, expecting to pay for every single signature that I wanted. Not gonna lie, I honestly didn't pay for any signatures, including Jenny's, which I'm like, this is so much. I got money for French fries later. So I got that. Department of Truth #1, Jenny Frizen cover, signed by the artist herself, with one of the coolest signatures in the game. I don't know, man. I don't know. Austin's and Jenny's, I don't know. They're kind of fighting for #1 and #2. That's I don't know, Austin. I think you might win this one right here, my friend. It's kind of it's kind of crazy. Yep, you were digging. Well, not digging. I think that's Digger Jim that digs, right? But you were, going through the crates right there. Austin's in the house. What is going on? I will say I caught Scotty Young at the perfect time and got a 5-minute treatment also. I don't know if you want to say that online, TJ. Actually, someone's probably going to screenshot this. Because you got the 5-minute treatment. We'll talk later, my friend. That's the one signature I didn't get. And if I have regret, I don't want to say regrets, but if there's one thing that I missed out, it was me getting Scotty's signature. I just couldn't. When I did see him, the line was long. And when I did see him and I didn't have my comic, the line was long. But when I did see him and when I did see him and I had my comic, line was long. But when I did see him and I didn't have my comic, the line was super short. I'm like, dang it. I'm like, but I got other things to do. There was other stuff that I wanted to do. And then the last thing I definitely want to show you guys for this haul video is I years ago, I started a Void Rivals jam piece at San Diego Comic Con. I got a bunch of artists to just do quick doodles, quick sketches, quick remarks. I talked to these 3 artists, and I was like, "Could you do a remark? I'm just trying to start a jam piece." And poor things, they didn't know what a remark was. They didn't know how much time to spend on it. And the pricing was very, very generous. But I told them, I was like, "Look, just take your time with it." So I started another Void Rivals, what I thought was going to be a jam piece, but no, it ended up being a couple of artists, actually 3 indie artists competing. Like, forget that, I'm going to do better. So this is a Void Rivals #1 again. This is Jetfire on the cover, and these were supposed to be remarks. So this is from Irene, the girl that I talked to about earlier, who owns that Fiendish book. This is from Sukesha Ray. She actually has a cover with Marvel now. She's done a couple of covers for Vampirilla, and she's a singer also. She's got some songs on Spotify. So Sukesha went ahead and did that. And then this is from another artist. Her name is Ro Higashi. And she did I was like, "Oh, I want you to do the Macross version of Jetfire." She's like, "I know what Macross is." So she was all excited to do this one right here. I paid remark prices for these pieces of art. I think I'm gonna have to start doing that. And I definitely want to add to this one for sure. I definitely want to get like indie artists that kind of focus on like anime style art to give me like Jetfire, their version of Jetfire in their style. And they all did beautifully. And I'm glad I have it in a comic Capsule. Make sure to head on over to comiccapsule.com, enter code Eman for 10% off. And I'm glad I got in a comic capsule so I could just go ahead and, whenever I feel like, I can just go ahead and display whichever one I want. So yeah, and that's really it. That is my haul. I didn't buy much as far as comic books go. I didn't go in and say, "Hey, I'm looking for, I'm your tales to astonish." That's not me, and I respect all of you guys that do that, but that's not me. I can't go back and look for a golden age and silver age comic. It's just not in my nature of collecting. But everyone collects however they want to collect. For me, it wasn't about collecting signatures, and it wasn't about getting comics. It was hanging out with my friends. It was hanging out with my friends that I got to meet for the first time, and that's what made this trip special. Roscoe's in the house, man. I'm so happy that you came by and hung out with me, Roscoe. Thank you so much. I hope you guys like the haul. I try to do my videos short. This is a 26-minute haul video that I'm pretty sure people are gonna be like, what is going on with this guy? So oh, look at that. What's going on? Burke's in the house. I gave Burke, I saw Burke. I was like, Burke, gave him a big old bear hug, with TJ. Also, I gave him a big, just all of you guys. All of you guys, all of my friends, all the friends that, like I said, I met for the first time, all the new friends that I met for the first time. This was a fantastic convention, and I'm hoping I can make it again next year. But we'll see. I can tell you this though, I was extremely happy that I got to go this year, and I went because of you guys. So I look forward to the fellowship again, and I hope our group grows bigger, and I hope our group meets another groups, that way those groups get bigger, and so on and so forth, because we're all doing this for the same reason, for the love of collecting, and for for the love of each other, that we're all a part of a family. And that's like one of the coolest things to me. And I absolutely love it right there. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Just want to say thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out. Now, again, please do, if you haven't already, if you're watching this on the rewind, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you guys get notified anytime I drop one of these new videos. And also make sure you guys go check out my C3 video, my comics hearing cancer video. I put a lot of heart into that one right there. We just want to spread the word of comics curing cancer. If you guys can help me spread that video, I want that video to blow up, so that way we can, get people not even in the comic book community to say, hey, look what's going on here, and get them involved as well. Okay. All right, you guys, that's it for this video right here. Until the next issue. Hold on. Deuces.
Hold up. Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.